It doesn't really pay at a lot of levels, which a lot of people don't understand. I think everyone sees the co-op arena and this and that and think you've made it, but far from it. Going through the rankings now, I think I'm like top 15 in the UK, so someone could pull out of a certain title fight and your name could get called, you know, and you got to be ready for these. Life could change overnight.
Welcome back to Billy Deniz. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. I get asked this so many times, but yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
What's the nickname you go by again?
Turkish Tyson.
Turkish Tyson. Why?
Oh, God knows. Kevin called it me. When I first started, you know, I used to switch my feet a lot, side to side, big body shots, big uppercuts, like same hand uppercuts and stuff like that. And obviously I'm Turkish, so yeah.
I get the Turkish.
That's where the Deniz comes from. That's why everyone thinks, how do I pronounce it? Because it's Turkish.
Deniz,
yeah, just Deniz.
Put a bit of a French on it. I know you're in a rush because you're one of these fighters that doesn't just box full time, even though you're in shape like one, even though I know you get brutalised here at Chance Camp because that's where we are in Manchester. 2 jobs. How'd you do that, Billy?
You know, boxing, it's an hard sport, innit? You know, it's an individual sport. We've got a team, yeah, like Joe's my coach, Kevin's my manager, but individually, like, you know, it's all down to you and yourself, you know. You got mouths to feed, so at this level, what I'm at the minute, boxing doesn't pay. It doesn't really pay at a lot of levels, which a lot of people don't understand. I think everyone sees the co-op arena and this and that and think you've made it, but far from it. So yeah, I just coach some kids here and there, you know, some amateurs I know, just to help them out, and I enjoy doing it, so yeah.
What is it that keeps you driven then? Because like you said, even some of the fighters that may be a little bit further along than you, it's not like you've won the lottery. When people say they do boxing for money, you can't really say that it is. So what's your drive?
You know, like, I won everything in kickboxing, and there's absolutely pennies in that, like nothing at all. Like it's pennies, and I switched to boxing just to test myself at a new sport and see what I've got. You know, if I make it to British level, then great. I was never supposed to even make it there. If I make it to world level, then fantastic. You know, and if I make some money from it, even better. So yeah, I like testing myself into new things and new stuff. So after I was accomplished in the kickboxing, someone said, "Why don't you give the boxing a go? You're good with your hands." So here we are.
Good with your hands and, well, could I say good with your reflexes? The last time I saw you, when you was 14, it's Ezra Erenyenke, I want to pronounce it right. A bit of to-ing and fro-ing between you two, a bit of history with the sparring. Fight night, it was different. Talk to us about that experience, because I enjoyed it. I found the press conference, everything quite entertaining, and it kind of stole the fight away because everyone was then focused on you two.
No, listen, like, what happened, but at the end of it, when I look back, like you're saying now, it was good because it was my first time I had someone giving me a bit of back chat and that at a press conference, my first press conference, and you know, it made all the eyes come on our fight, which I was buzzing about. I sell a load of tickets anyway, but even people who weren't at that arena for me was watching me and wanted to watch that fight and see if I was going to put it on him or see if he was going to put it on me, and you know, it put more eyes on me, which you can't complain with really. It's a business at the end of the day as well, and yeah, so it was all good.
It could have easily been an emotional fight for you because obviously all the wind up, the lead up to it. But then how do you separate those two Billies then? There's the Billy that, say for example, if you saw him in a dark alley, you might give him a good idea. But how do you separate that to the professionalism that you have to have as a fighter to like let all of that go over your head, water off a duck's back, and then remain professional in the ring?
I'm not gonna lie, it took me a few years to get like that. I'm not gonna lie. Kevin will vouch for that. You know, I have been a hothead. It's just from the kickbox. You know, it's short, fast paced. You know, you got to be aggressive and this and that, and you know. But I'm maturing slowly, and that really did show it that day because the old Billy would have just tore the whole gaff down and ripped whoever the security guard was in front. It wouldn't have been a fight. So, but I knew I was gonna get my hands on him a few days later. So he just lit the fire even more in my belly to slap him about in the ring, which I did.
And just review that fight for those of us that want to go back and watch it because we can move on to the fight that you've got coming up next. But give us a refresher of that fight and how it went on the night.
Yeah, it went really good. You know, first few rounds, he just come out very awkward, doing mad stuff, dancing around the ring. I just didn't expect it because of the egg thing. I thought he was going to come and try and take my head off. Because I thought he knows that he can't outlast me these rounds because I'm a very fit guy. So, but yeah, it just shocked me. And after the 2-3 rounds, I boxed his head off, hurt him a few times, and yeah, it was a good fight.
Did you shake hands after that? Was it amicable?
Yeah, you know what? In the changing room, he headbutted me in the fight. I was getting my stitches done, and we was chatting, and he's like, oh, I just wanted more eyes on the fight, this and that. But I said, listen, you got more eyes on me, so I'm not really bothered. You missed me with the egg anyway, so it is what it is. But you know, kickboxing, I've come from kickboxing, like I said, it's a very respectful sport. I bow to all the judges and that. Even now in boxing, I do it every time I get in the ring. It is what it is. You know, you got to respect each other. We're putting ourselves lives at risk in that ring, no matter what happened in and out of the ring. So respect is there.
And absolutely credit to you guys for doing it, but you've got a fight coming up. Shout out to Kevin Marine, manager, awesome guy, spoke to a few of his fighters, yourself included. He's got you onto this bout with Boxer now, so you're flitting from promoter to promoter, I like that. And you're going to be fighting on the undercard of the rematch between Troy Williamson and Callum Simpson, your managerial stablemate.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that fight getting made, your fight.
Yeah, buzzing, you know, on another big card. The first time I was on like a big platform was Boxer on Callum's undercard, so I'm buzzing again to be back on there on a big promotion. You know, they've just signed a big deal with the Zone and on with another TV platform. So yeah, it's a big platform to show them what I'm about. And you know, I've got an opponent coming who's coming to win, and you know, he really wants to rip the script up. So yeah, I'm ready.
Talk to me about that opponent for those of us that aren't familiar with him. I'd say including myself.
Yeah, Alex Curtis. He's signed by Kevin. You know, he's won 5, lost 2, and you know, he's been asking Kevin for a big fight. You know, my name's got through in the mix, or he said my name or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, Kevin's made the matchup, so I think he's coming to try and rip up the script. And you know, I've been lucky to get on these co-op shows and these boxer shows and Queensbury shows, and if he beats me, that's him then in my position. You know, I'm back to small all and whatever, so I really think he's going to come and try and rip up the script.
You know, when you say that, and fair play to the respect that you show to everybody that does pull you through on those shows, but you can't get there if you can't fight. Sometimes I feel fighters, and I understand it's great to be humble, but sometimes you feel that maybe at the level you're at, you're not potentially giving yourself that respect that you deserve, because like you said, you're the one that's going in the ring.
Yeah.
You're the one that's risking your life. Yes, you've got a good team that can help push you, but surely some of that's down to you, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I try and stay as ready as I can. Like I remember when I first fought on a big platform boxer on Callum undercard, I took it on 2 weeks' notice, and I was ready. You know, like these are the sort of things you've got to be ready for just in case. And you never know if someone's going to pull out. Especially like I'm going through the rankings now. I think I'm like top 15 in the UK. So someone could pull out of a certain title fight, and your name could get called. You know, and you got to be ready for these. Life could change overnight. So it's a lifestyle at the end of the day, and I think that's where certain boxers get found out. You know, if they get called on short notice, or you should be ready at any time, and not necessarily depending on the opponent, but fitness-wise, physical-wise, you should be ready to go. You know, that phone can ring, especially with Turkey and all them lot. They've changed the game, and your life could change overnight.
I love the fact that you've got the common sense approach to it. You look at the boxing for what it is. It's a strategic business. You know what you can do to make those amendments, but you are aware of everything, the umbrella that's over it, that is making those pieces move on the chessboard. Credit to you for showing that intelligence and not just saying I need to get in there and fight. I understand that everything else that's around me, one of those people that is around you and is the prime reason why I've come to Manchester today, is your coach, Joe Gallagher. Talk to me about him and what he does for you as a fighter.
Depends on what day. You catch Joe on, he can be a lovely man Sunday, and then Sunday you walk in the changing room and you hear him shouting something, and everyone just looks at each other and goes, it's one of them days today, Joe's on one. But yeah, listen, he's got his own little battle as well, and he's been having his own little battle, and for him to keep showing up in the gym and stuff like that, and you know, showing up as much as he can and taking the time for us is amazing, and it just gives us that little push as well. I think, you know, if he's going through that and doing whatever, then we can still turn up to the gym and do whatever, no matter what. So yeah, he's shown a lot of little things, Joe, in the past few months. You know, obviously he's having his little thing and stuff, but the fight's there and the fire's still burning, so that gives me like hope and belief that, you know, he's still here as a coach, he still wants it for us, and you know, to stick around. So yeah.
Does it make you think, and just one final word from you before you go, when you look at life, do you look at life different now?
Yeah, like I literally just had a daughter 7 months ago, and literally after the Ezra fight, and my perspective on life has just totally changed. You know, the way I fight, the way I do things out of the ring, the way you look at life. Like, you just got to live your life to the fullest and give it your best go, and if whatever happens, happens. You know, we're all gonna go one day, and you got to just be proud of yourself and have no regrets. It's like this now about the boxing opportunities. I booked IB for the 6th to the 10th of August, and because I got told this fight might be end of July, so I thought, oh, buzzing, I can go away with the boys. Full cut, oh, it's the 8th of, oh well, you know, I'm gonna miss a holiday, but it's always gonna be there. The career comes first, and I'll be wounded if oh no, I'm going on holiday. I'll be wounded watching the show, thinking I've picked that over the fight. So yeah, it's just live your life to the fullest and enjoy what you do, which I do. So I'm glad that I can do that.
Brilliant, Deniz. Thank you so much for your time. All the best for August the 8th. I'll be looking forward to watching that fight. As you know, the key fight on there is going to be an absolute barnstormer. Who have you got and bias to decide? Because I know Callum's your guy.
You know what? The first fight was really good. Callum was winning on the scorecards, and Troy pulled it out the bag with a big stoppage. So I think Callum's had the time now. He's took the time to readjust himself, and hopefully Callum comes out with a win. You know, Callum's a very good friend of mine. We went sparring better beer and stuff together, and you know, I wish him nothing but the best. Troy is a big force and a very talented guy. You know, won a lot of things and beat a lot of tough guys and ripped up the script a few times. So whoever wins at the end of the day. That's all. It's one of them things. May the best man win.